It's the Flow Friday Night Sports Show, and Victoria's lockdown hasn't just affected Victoria's football and netball, it's affected ours here in South Australia as well. Mallee is a great example of that, and joining me on the line to talk about Mallee Netball now, Nicole McMahon is back. How are you, Nicole?
I'm going well, thanks, Jason.
Excellent. Now, of course, KNC, we know they've cancelled their entire round. Mallee Netball has done something a little different to that. Obviously, the Murrayville crew affected by the lockdown, and their scheduled match was with Peake and District. That's been cancelled, is that right?
Yes, it has. It's been cancelled. Both teams will be awarded 1 point each, as if it was a draw. This was decided, I believe, at the beginning of the year before it even started. We thought, right, we'll make the call now rather than try to make it mid-year, and because you're going to take into consideration the ladder and things like that. So we thought, no, this is what we'll go with. Murrayville and Peake will both be awarded 1 point and have a week off this week. Hopefully just 1 week. Fingers
crossed for those guys. But let's go back to last week's matches now before we have a look at the two matches that will be played in this round. Round 6 of matches it was. And BDT, they were far too good for my poor old Peake girls, 51-24. So a very solid win for them.
Yes, 27 goals is a great margin by Peake. By BDT. Unfortunately, they weren't all smiles after the game. Elise Binns, their young wing attack, has possibly done an ACL, so really devastating for her. Haven't had that confirmed. I think we will maybe hear today, but best wishes to her for a speedy recovery. So that's a second injury for the Boarders. Not exciting stuff there for them. But BDT's Jess Richardson had a consistent 4 quarters, and as well as Lucy Dowd having a ripper 4th quarter. As for Peake, they were a really short side, missing their goalies, Sky Kozic and Bianca Carl. More injuries there, unfortunately. Hopefully not for the whole season. But they did welcome Montana Wayman and Chelsea Harvey in at goals, who did work really hard. So well done to those girls for sliding in there. But, bad luck to Peake.
They will stick at it, I'm sure. But we move on to Lameroo. Your girls, the home side, a very solid win over Murrayville, 66-30. So you'd be delighted with that.
Yes, our percentage is going very strong. Pity we can't get a few more points on the board to assist with that. But no, great win by the Lameroo girls. Some really classy passages of play and just strong defence all down the court gave us plenty of opportunities in the goal ring. For Lameroo, Gemma Rampke had a good game in at goals. Her and Katrina Bell are combining really well. I'd like to see them in slow motion, actually. I don't think they ever barely get in each other's road. They're gelling really well. As for Murrayville, Michaela Mole working on hard and taking on feedback throughout the game. So hats off to the Murrayville girls, though. They were down a few players, but, they rocked up, played in good spirit and gave it a good crack.
And the last match of the round to talk about, Pinnaroo taking on Karoonda Districts. A good solid win to Pinnaroo again, 43-30. So Pinnaroo, a good win for them, but Karoonda had a real crack here.
Yeah, they did. Pinnaroo's still undefeated, but 13 goals isn't huge. That is just a few goals a quarter. Coach Tash Benning said it didn't feel like that big of a blowout. But they still did well, still got that win on the board. Pinnaroo players, Tash Benning doing really well. She's back from back injury. Great to see her on the court. And also Taylor Dabnett, some strong movements in that goal ring, being an easy target for their feeders. Karoonda's Kiara Peake, heard her name mentioned a fair bit throughout this year. Just a huge presence through the centre, a big, tall, strong centre court player. So she had a great game for them. But unfortunately, another injury to report. Sky Benham, haven't exactly heard what she's done, but I know she's out for a few weeks. So sorry to hear that, and wishing Sky all the best.
A speedy recovery to her. But that leads us to this round of matches coming, and there are only 2 to preview, given that we've already been through it. Peake and Districts and Murrayville won't be happening. They'll be sharing the points. So I guess we move now to BDT taking on Pinnaroo. Wow, the clash of the Titans. This should be a beauty.
Yeah, it should be a beauty. Pinnaroo won the first round clash by just 3 goals. BDT, I know, are a little bit shorter, though. They've had a few injuries of late, and I believe they might have a few away. So that may be to their detriment on Saturday, but it's guaranteed to be a close game. I think Pinnaroo may just edge forward. Studying the ladder, I think that may be the best for Lameroo if we want to get that top two. So I'll pick Pinnaroo for Saturday.
Fair enough. And that leaves your girls, of course, on the road to Karoonda, who had a good match last week. They've been pretty consistent over the last few weeks, so there'll be no pushovers, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely not. First round, it was just 9 goals, which, isn't a big margin at all. Lameroo, though, we have had a couple of big wins against Peake and then Murrayville, so we do have some good momentum, and we've had the pleasure of having 7 consistent players every week, and I think we're the only ones, touch wood, without having too many ins and outs. So I think that will be to our favour. I hope it will be, and Lameroo will come home with the 2 points.
Well, we wish you all the very best for your trip to Karoonda this weekend, Nicole, and to everyone out there having a game in Mallee Netball. All the best. Enjoy it. To you folks at Murrayville and Peake and Districts, enjoy the week off. That's all the time we have now for Mallee Netball. Thank you very much, Nicole McMahon.
Thanks very much, Jason.